Hello, everyone. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. And here are some of today's trends in the news. And remember, the trend is your friend. Yep, and we're giving you what nobody else in the world is giving you. History before it happens. Again, one of my top trends for 2023, or I should say the Trends Journal's top trends for 2023. Middle East meltdown. Right there in front of you, for all to see, for all to see. We said this was going to happen. You know, today some wonderful ladies from Philadelphia stopped by. They stopped by a number of months ago, and they were in the area, and they stopped by again. And we were talking. And I started talking about Israel. And I said, when we warned this, we've been writing about what was going on in Israel, in the Middle East, week after week after week for the whole year. We got these tons of articles about how 39 weeks of protests going on, Judicial Reform Act that Netanyahu wanted to push through. How they called it, the Israeli government, people in the Israeli government called it a civil war. They had no idea the 39 weeks of protest, none. And again, as we warned, week after week, as they're committing these atrocities, that extreme right-wing government called by the mainstream media of Netanyahu against the Palestinians before this happened. I think they only killed about 257 this year before this happened, Palestinians, attacking the mosques, stealing more land, on and on and on. One, when all else fails, they take you to war. And that's what they've done. They do it all the time. The Netanyahu government was failing. People hated him. Protests going on. And as we talk about later on, and we've been writing in the Trends Journal, the facts that are coming out is that Netanyahu knew about this was going to happen, didn't want it, and they let it happen. And all those people who are protesting, now they're all supporting him. So anyway, this is from several months ago. I do a podcast on Alex Jones on Monday. And this is the tweet we put out. Ready to die? Keep your mouth shut. Do what your government tells you and obey politicians. Swallow prostitute crap. World War III has begun. If we don't stop it, we'll be dead. We have to beat them. Here's what to do. One of the things to do is do anything you can, any way you want, in a peaceful way for the name of peace. You want to donate to Occupy Peace? I fight for peace. I have rallies. I do what I do. Whatever you want to do. If you don't do anything, you deserve to get wiped out. When we're all going to get wiped out, as if we don't stop what's going on in the Middle East. It's pure genocide in front of everybody's eyes. And I'm no longer supporting RFK Jr. Very heartbroken because I really believed in him. And he's so pro-Israel. And Max Blumenthal, a Jewish guy, did this clip with Jimmy Dore about a month or two ago, ripping into what RFK Jr. is saying. And Blumenthal goes to what they used to call Palestine. And, so for all the people that say, no, it wasn't Palestine, again, from our Trends Journal, 2006, Crusades 2000, regardless of what England's reasons or intentions, self-serving or otherwise, Crusades 2000 was set in motion by the 1917 Balfour Declaration that laid the foundation for Israel. Quote, His Majesty's government views with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. Establishment in Palestine. There's some fucking gangster fucking prick called His Majesty. And all you little fucking scumbags, don't send me your fucking emails about using the word fuck. You're a ballless little piece of shit. You're in a fight for your life and you don't like the language. You don't like the language as slaughter is going on? Well, if you use more proper language, we'd suck up your bullshit like we sucked up Obama's and we sucked up Clinton's and how we suck it up our priests and our rabbis and our other slime balls who feed us shit. Not all priests, not all rabbis, but there's the numbers. So save your fucking crap. His Majesty. It's one of the most murderous fucking crime syndicates in the history of the world. Look at the little cocksucker that's playing king over there. Look at the billions that they own. What, did they make it on their own? They made it by murdering people all over the world and stealing everything they could. And they create the Balfour Declaration. So, we'll get back to more of that. But right now, I want to go on to the economy. So the stocks had a big time today. Up 564 points, the Dow. NASDAQ up 1.8%. S&P up 1%. Bond yields going down. Ready the good news? Labor costs unexpectedly dropped in the third quarter. All right, so let's go back to the markets. There's no fucking reason in the world that the markets are going up. It's a fucking joke. It's a rigged game. It's a crime syndicate. The job, you're looking at the job numbers. The cost of labor unexpectedly declined in third quarter. This is from today. This is after the fucking feds, and it's in your Trends Journal, month after month after month after month, were blaming inflation on higher labor costs, when labor costs are well below inflation numbers. And when you go to the real inflation numbers, they're more than double what they are, according to John Williams' shadow stats. So now they're happy that labor costs are going down. Oh, the markets are going up as labor costs are going down, which means that people are getting poorer. But don't worry, the big companies are making money. That's all that counts. And they're counting a lot of nothing more than
bullshit detected. Take precaution.
Yeah, you better take precautions.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
Yep. So that's the way I feel about the markets. And again, we said, and again, these things, oh, you said it would crash. I said there was a high likelihood it would crash. But how about all the other trend forecasts we get right? And I also said that it would go down in September and October when I don't know who else was saying that. And we said that back in July when the markets were going up in July when we said it. So save your fucking shit. Oh, commercial real estate lending slows down. Oh, the markets went up. Commercial real estate lending slowed down. You ready? The biggest victims have been office owners who had to refinance expiring loans at a much higher rate. It's all out of the news, the office building bust. It's one of our top trends. Out of the news, this thing is going to go down big and hard. But don't worry about it. Everybody's going to forget about it as we're all getting annihilated in nuclear war. Home prices hit record as sales fall. Oh, so now you have the median existing home sale rose 2.8% in September from a year earlier to $394,300, according to the National Association of Realtors. You ready? A home buyer needed an income of nearly $115,000 to afford the median priced U.S. home in August, assuming a 20% down payment. Huh. A home buyer, so that could be like one person. Median household income in the USSA is $74,000. You're a little short. Oh, the markets are going up. What, are you kidding me? Of course. The cost of labor unexpectedly declined in third quarter. Yep. Mentioned that already. Wage growth hits 2-year low. Oh, they were blaming wage growth for inflation, not the fucking cheap money that the Federal Reserve banks to gangsters put in there with zero interest rate policy. That didn't have a fucking thing to do with inflation. Not the trillions of dollars that Trump and Biden dumped in to fight the COVID war. Fake fucking money. That had nothing to do with inflation. It's labor costs. So the Fed, again, we said it, been saying it, again, only for a better part of the year. They're going to lower interest rates next year in the run-up to the presidential reality show because the bankster gangsters are running White House. That's the former Fed head, the one you just saw. Powell is the current Fed head. The former Fed head is our Treasury Secretary. The bankster gangsters are running the country. They're going to lower interest rates. China leads record central bank gold rush. Again, bullish on gold, and I've been bullish on Bitcoin, and they're going to go into the gold because they know how bad things are getting. Beijing pressed on plunging foreign investment. Again, they caused their own problems. Again, I've always say that no one could predict the future. There are too many wild cards. I had forecast that the 21st century would be the Chinese century because the business of China is business and the business of America is war. And the 20th century was the American century. But China changed that. I had no idea they would launch the COVID war on their Chinese Lunar New Year in January 2020 and have 3 years of zero COVID policy where they destroyed the lives and livelihoods of hundreds of millions of people, not only in China, but around the world. So they brought it on themselves. Don't worry. Bye-bye, Taiwan. Estee Lauder warns on profits, sinking stocks. Again, we've been writing about this week after week after week after week after week. Week after luxury item sales are going down because the whole fucking thing is going down. AI chatbots rely on work of newspapers, yeah. Cedar Fair, Six Flags near theme park merger deal. Mentioning this because every week we have bigs get bigger. The bigs are getting bigger. That's all it's about. Week after week after week. And we're giving you articles and information, putting it all together in ways that nobody else is. Don't come close to it. Disney pay $8.6 billion for Hulu. Great. Public support, we'll go on to the economics. From now, we'll go into geopolitics. Public support for sending aid to Ukraine is continuing to decline. This is a Gallup poll. Yep. Came out today. 41% of respondents say they believe the U.S. government is doing too much to help Ukraine. That marks a 12% point in the sentiment. Ukraine war is over. We said from the beginning, that they were going to lose. Look at your magazine cover about the counteroffensive when they were all, the big lie. Russia will lose. That's your Trends Journal, going way, way, way back. And then the counteroffensive. Don't count on it. Failed. Out of the news. But the good news, House passes $14.3 billion in U.S. aid. Isn't that great? A house of fucking clowns. Who the fuck are you to steal my money to go give it to slaughter innocent people? Israel's the 18th richest country in the world. Taking my fucking money as I work my ass off and stealing your money. What a joke. Load of articles on Israel, writing about it like crazy. Oh, another deal. KKR closes deal to buy Simon & Schuster. Yeah, Simon and shit nothing. Israel airstrikes hits crowded refugee camp in North Gaza. Israel said it killed dozens of militants. That's how the story begins in the Wall Street Journal. The commander who said he led... This is the bullshit. We got a top Hamas guy. We destroyed the fucking place, but we killed 14 Hamases and only 500 innocent people and destroyed the joint. Israel Defense Minister Gallant said the military has made achievements in the invasion of Gaza, but that, quote, in war there is also a price. Yep. Israel's turn up heat on Hamas. Israel turns up heat on Hamas as calls for cooling off mount. Airstrikes on a densely populated neighborhood in Gaza hit this week show Israel is waging a broader and more ferocious war against Hamas. This is the fucking bullshit. Against Hamas, you're taking the fucking land, man. You're slaughtering innocent people. You got a gang, and that means you're going to kill everybody because you're going to kill the members of the gang. An approach that aims to destroy the Palestinian militant group. Yep. Isn't that nice? I love the language. Tuesday's attack reflects Israel's shift to more bare-knuckle tactics. This is the Wall Street Journal. Bare-knuckle tactics? Mass slaughter? Well, the numbers like 7,000 bombs they've dropped already? Killed over, it's nearing 10,000 people? Oh, but 1,400 Israelis were killed, the worst since the Holocaust. That's all you hear from Hamas, which I'm totally against what Hamas did. But that's all they talk about. Oh, by the way, Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper, wrote it in the Trends Journal. Over half of the people that were killed were military involvement, military soldiers, police, etc., that Hamas killed. Yeah, and they took the hostages, and they also been locking up, thousands and thousands of Palestinians. Familiar fear gripping Jews across Europe. This is a front page story of the New York Times. I am telling all my Jewish friends, do everything you can in the name of peace. The people are disgusted with what's going on here. And you're going to pay the price for it. You're outnumbered. 16 million out of 8 billion. 1.8 billion Muslims, 16 million Jewish people. Do what you can to promote peace. Because when people go crazy, they go after everybody. Just like saying that killing innocent Jewish people because they hate the Israeli government is like the Israeli government slaughtering innocent Palestinian people to get even with Hamas. This is very serious. We are on the brink of nuclear annihilation. And I am telling everybody to do anything you can, in any way you want, to bring peace on earth. Because these crazy people are giving us hell on earth right in front of our eyes. GOP says anti-Israel protests show woke agenda in college. GOP. How about go fuck you, GOP? GOP. Little fucking Mitch McConnell? Little Dick Lindsey Graham? GOP. What woke? Has nothing to do with woke. Oh, this is from the Free Thought Project. The Cradle. Israel Cultural Magazine, I don't know how to pronounce it, Mekovit, Mekovit, published on 28 October, a leaked document issued by Israeli Ministry of Intelligence recommending, you ready, the occupation of Gaza and the total transfer of its 2.3 million inhabitants to Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. Ba, 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 ba. There you go. And they don't deny it. New York Times writes an article that Israel willing to cause mass civilian casualties. The Israeli government is willing to kill large numbers of civilians in order to defeat Hamas in Gaza, and told Americans this is, quote, in private conversation, the New York Times reported. Another New York Times story, hubris and missed signals as Hamas ready to attack. All the facts are coming out that they told Netanyahu that this was going to happen. They blew him on the side. No, it's not. Don't pay any attention to it. And they let it happen. Again, because when all else fails, they take you to war. The people hated Netanyahu. 39 weeks of strikes, of protests going on. Been writing about it week after week. Show the articles that we've been writing about how since Netanyahu's government came in, how they were ramping this up and attacking the Palestinians week after week after week after week after week. Ready? Wall Street Journal, front page article, a big article. Look at this article. Israeli settlers step up West Bank attacks. So far, since October 7th, they've killed 123 Palestinians in the West Bank. Then you go on to up here. Since Israel occupied the West Bank in 1967, the archipelago of Israel's settlements, cities, towns, and small outposts have been built on what had been Palestinian land. Okay. Since Israel occupied the West Bank, stole the fucking land in violation of the Geneva Conventions and Article 242 of the United Nations. And Israeli settlers, they're illegal land robbers. We stop the settler bullshit. Israel attack on refugee camp an atrocity, according to the United Nations. Civilian casualties in Gaza don't matter. This is that little fucking clown, scumbag piece of prick, Lindsey Graham. He said, he linked Israel's military operation against militants to Allies' struggle against Nazis, Germany. What Israel should do to the people. In an interview on CNN, Graham was asked if there was a threshold for him after which he would start questioning Israel's tactics. The Republican replied the negative, saying that there's no limit to what Israel should do to the people who are trying to slaughter the Jews. The idea that Israel has to apologize for attacking Hamas, who's embedded with their own population, needs to stop. And that it's Hamas that's creating these casualties, not Israel. Who the fuck is this clown talking to? Killing all these people under the line that you're going to get Hamas? Again, it goes back to the thing. They're going to take the land. Joe Biden said this last week. I am a Zionist. When Joe Biden met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, He said, I don't believe you have to be Jew to be a Zionist, and I am a Zionist. You are? Then you guess you're not an American. You're a Zionist. Oh, you're the clown that says you're a Roman Catholic. A Zionist is a culture. So because you're a Zionist and you believe in Zionism, you got to steal our money and help kill innocent people? I'm a Zionist? You're a disgusting human being. You're a fucking warmongering, arrogant bastard who got 5 draft deferments but loved every fucking war that you voted for. Well, I got a lot more. Climate talks face clash over 2 words, fossil fuel. Forget the climate. You only worry about climate change. And you don't have to worry about wood-fired pizza ovens. Your climate change and wood-fired pizza ovens aren't going to make any difference when they annihilate us off the earth. And it's happening right in front of our eyes. Yep. And on a low note, this is from study. Constant mobile phone use is linked to sperm quality problems. That's right. Sperm's going down, the moisture on the... I don't carry a cell phone. Did do research for them. I did for the cellular telecommunications industry going back to 1994. Radio frequency radiation from this stuff. Back in France, they were banning from kids using it because they go deep into their brain when your brain shields are thin. So all the sperm counts going down. Yeah, the whole fucking world is going down. So anyway, check out the video I did last night with Judge Andrew Napolitano. And please do what you can to support peace because we're in very critical times. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you soon.
At the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make because it's the best investment into your mind and it can change how you look at the world.
His work is actually a gold mine. Anybody interested in politics, political trends, economic trends, social trends, cultural trends, you have to follow him, Gerald Celente.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
But Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.